But there's this covering over our minds to shut out our memory as air beings. And before we're allowed to come into this world, tika penkasta huilna tole tishe ja tikat leen taharago huandaten par hanenigi hanneto hayubetatit ote etaten par le sita asketa tikat tapa hanne otikat dedigin the netan lenigi to nekhe kodin na sama kao tikat kehuit enigi esiti bechahan par det dat nil in fidigen the nede de tabet eno le tigi she had tashi korodoi ho en na etti ho e ya hadikat a she ya hadti ga hakan te ota taden par holdo ako e ya hadi khaje holdo go she ya hadikat ako etal khatke tizi to ya hay shahjane khayshan te hota ne ako dikat hije khali age khadet anigi be pahojelne eshi benkel tahwilne to. In the traditional teachings of our people, whenever a ceremony is conducted in a hogan, there's a door covering. And that covering can be a blanket, a rug, or a skin, just like we do with the sweat lodge. And the teachings in that, there is so much information in that associated with that blanket over the doorway. And when you want to enter a ceremony, you stand outside and you say, Ya Isha. That means, may I enter? And somebody, generally the medicine man that's conducting the ceremony, will ask, Khayshante, which is to say, who are you? And if you have a ceremonial name, that's the name you give. Or you can say, I am so-and-so's son, which would be the mother, or the father. And then they may let you in. But it was in the past that when you were asked, who are you? If you did not have a name in that, then you would give who you were descendant of. And that would be who you would be recognized as when you go into the ceremony. But there was times also when ceremonies were being conducted, there was only the relatives in that of the patient. If you were related to them in some way, then they would allow you to enter. But if you were not related, then sometimes they would not let you in because it would be a clan family ceremony. And so all of that is disregarded nowadays, but that is the way that it used to be. But the purpose of that door covering, there's a lot of teachings in that associated with that. And that is that in our lives, we do not have the opportunity to see the holy people. Our minds are covered with some kind of a covering or a blanket, and we can't see them. And it is that they are there. But one day, when we end our existence here on the surface of Mother Earth, we will have the opportunity to journey into the next world. And what we are told is that you will be asked by the holy people, who are you? And before they will allow you to go past that covering, and you tell them who you are. In some cases, they want to have some kind of accounting of your life, how you lived up to that sacred name that you were given. And so it is that there are teachings in that is to know who you are. Khayshante is the question, who are you? And you have to say who you are and tell who you are and the way that you lived your life and the things that you were able to do and the things that you were able to accomplish. The holy people want to know. They don't want you to just waste your life and have accomplished nothing, because it is that this world is full of opportunities, and the opportunities are there for you to take advantage of. And when you take advantage of the opportunities that are made available by the holy people in your life, you do them. And that's the way you make your life. And so that's what the holy people want to know. But there's this covering over our minds also to shut out our memory of the time when we were existing as beings in the second world, as air beings. And before we were allowed to come into this world by being born into this world. And the teaching of Kenichi is another teaching associated with that covering on the door. And that is that everything that is allowed to come into this world is born or experiences birth. And that's how we come into this existence. And then we are told that there are other things in that even the Mother Earth was given birth. Even Father Sky was given birth. All things experience some type of birth process. And they were brought into existence here for us in the third world. Now, there are so many people that have the confusion that we are in the fourth world. We are not in the fourth world. And that's something that's very important to understand. Everything in our environment is three-dimensional. And it is the yellow world. It is the yellow corn pollen path existence. And the yellow is said to be the sun, or it is that all pollen of all life forms, it takes on the color of yellow, just like the corn pollen. And so it is that this is the yellow world. Everything that we do in this world is based on the sacred number 4, so we understand that we are to prepare to live in the next world, which is the fourth world. And I think a lot of our old people even have forgotten that the traditional teaching is that this is the third world. Everything we do is in preparation for existence in the fourth world. After the fourth world, there are other things that we have to learn and experience. And so it is that everything in this life is based on a sacred number 4. And the teaching about the covering, I wish that people would understand that that is important to know. That batadan is what they call it. And the teaching is very important to understand that there is a reason why the ceremonial hogan has that blanket over the entryway, which is that our minds are covered, so we can't see the holy people. But one day, when we expire from this life, we will encounter that covering, and we have to give our name and to tell who we are when they ask us, and so the ceremonial name that you give or are given is something that you don't share with other people, only in a ceremonial setting. And it is that your wife may know your ceremonial name, and it is that it's important to have that ceremonial name and never be able to divulge that to anybody. I received a ceremonial name, and it's always the first part of it I can share with you. It's hashke, and then they have the second part of it is what's important. But hashke would probably means somebody that would scold somebody, and it would be something that that you are as a person, that you have to be a person that has gained enough knowledge to be able to direct people and to scold them when necessary. And so the teachings about the covering on the door is very important to know. And those are the things that we are told.
Hey, thanks for watching our videos. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our uploads. Also, head over to our website, NavajoTraditionalTeachings.com. sign up for our email list. Okay.